B2B has always been a challenge for credit card companies. Keep in mind that Visa and all the card companies, we were created as a retail company. It works very well for purchases for a few $100s when you go out to buy gas, groceries, or jeans. And over time, credit cards have moved into the B2B space. Banks have done a very good job getting purchase and corporate cards in the hands of large corporations. And I'm sure many of you all have purchase and corporate cards that you like to use for obvious reasons. So the challenge is those cards don't work quite as well in the B2B space when you're spending thousands or sometimes even millions of dollars. And many of you, because of profit margins, just have a difficult time of accepting those payments. So Visa has been trying to figure out this space. We think we've got a great solution for you today that helps reduce that concern of cost for eliminate the risk of accept, and also again make it a more more automated process when you accept a card. So let's talk about the first piece, which is always first and foremost on your mind when accepting card payments, and that's the cost of acceptance. So as you know, every time you take a card, you pay interchange fees on that, and it's dependent. And what you pay is the size, and then what type of information to get discounted rates. So, hello? Can you hear me okay?
David, can you hear me?
Technical problem?
Yeah, you're cutting out a little bit.
Yes. Okay, so that interchange depends. Right now that cost runs anywhere from 2.65% down to 1.45% if you're passing enhanced data and getting the large ticket rates. So as you can see, over to the right, we are taking a tiered approach with STP. So as long as the payment comes in through STP, these are the interchange rates that you would pay approach. So the higher the transaction, the lower the interchange, because that's where we found that it's most difficult to accept is once those payments get over $7,000. So as you can see, once it gets really large, $50,000, $100,000, we've been able to get the interchange down to less than 1% on a transaction. So the other way we're going to help control cost when you accept is we have eliminated the fixed acquirer network fees, or what we call the FANA fee. So any volume that comes through the STP channel will not go toward your total volume, which could bump up your fixed acquirer network fee. So that's how we'll reduce your cost. So the other way STP will help is it will reduce or eliminate the risk of accepting cards in a B2B environment. So we've heard stories in the past that some companies will get emails from their customers that have card information, card data in there. You may get a phone call from your customers, and your AR reps are writing that information down on a piece of paper or a napkin or whatever they have in front of them. All of those are huge, major PCI concerns and could cost your company millions of dollars. So STP eliminates this because Visa is managing that payment for you from start to finish. The other way we're going to reduce risk, as you see, we have eliminated all but 3 of the chargeback reason codes. So the only 3 chargeback reason codes that would apply are those that are listed here. So the other way STP can help, like I mentioned before, is giving you a fully automated payment from start to finish. So right now, everybody's probably doing something different on how you actually get the transaction information. Once you have the transaction data into your company, on how you're getting that to your acquirer. We're going to completely eliminate any keying that you do at the point of sale and whatever steps you're taking to get that transaction data to your acquirer. Visa is going to get that information and send it directly to your acquirer, so you're completely out of the loop. The second way we're going to automate this process is on the back end, and that is by Paymetric stepping in and being able to reconcile against your ERP system. So they're going to take all that invoice information, load it into your ERP system, and make it a completely automated process. So those are the benefits of STP. We're going to help with cost, we're going to help with risk, we're going to help with automation. So let's take a look at how or what an STP transaction will actually look like. So the transaction is really the only thing that's different from an STP transaction and what you're doing today is how that payment is initiated. So what's going to happen is your customers are going to basically send a file to their issuing bank. And that file is going to have on there who they want to pay is and for what dollar amount. Hey, I'm getting feedback somewhere on mine. Okay, so they're going to take that file and they're going to send it to their bank. Whoever issued their Visa purchase card, they're going to send that file. The bank is then going to take that file and they're going to send it to Visa. Visa is going to take the file and they're going to send it to your acquirer, whoever you're processing your credit card transactions through today. From there, the process is really identical to what you do today. Your acquirer still has to authorize and settle so you can get your money. But then we're going to have Paymetric come in through the back end, like I just mentioned, and automate that process so your ERP and your accounting systems are updated so no one has to do that manually. So again, the only thing that changes in the process is your customers initiating that payment and sending a file to their bank. And then that file goes to Visa. So to get signed up for STP is pretty simple. It takes about a 5-minute process. All you have to do is fill out a 2-page enrollment form. You're basically telling us what merchant IDs that you want to utilize for STP. Once you're enrolled to accept STP payments, then we can go get your buyers enrolled so they're paying you through STP so you can realize all the benefits. Visa can assist you guys with that process if you'd like. All you need to do is you can reach out directly to me and you can basically provide me a list of customers that you'd like to target for this and have them start paying you through STP, and we can help facilitate that process to get them enrolled to start paying you through STP. So we kind of talked about this a little bit, and this is really the last slide here. We talked about how STP is going to save you on interchange expense. And so I mentioned earlier that your interchange rates probably fall somewhere between a 1.45 and a 2.65, just depending on what type of information you're passing and what type of cards you're accepting. Visa does provide a number of ways where you guys can reduce interchange already today. I'm sure most of you are familiar, since you use Paymetric, with passing level 2 and level 3 data. And if you're able to do that, pass level 2, which is tax information, if you're able to do that, you get discounted rates. If you're able to pass level 3, which is line item detail or invoice detail, you're able to get even further reduced rates. And then once the ticket reaches $7,000 and you're passing that enhanced data, the interchange goes down even further. And then if you look to the far right, you can see how STP can even bring that those rates down further. You'll also note that we don't require, if you're not passing or unable to pass the enhanced data by yourselves or through Paymetric, you will still get the discounted interchange rate on STP, even though you're not passing level 2 or level 3 data. And that wraps it up. We'll open it up to questions. If you all, before we do that, if you all want to learn more about this product, or you just simply know you want to do it and enroll, you can contact Jim Duhigg at Paymetric, and all of his contact information is there. You can also go onto the Visa website, the link's there, if you want to find additional information as well. So, okay, we can open it up to questions.
Okay, looks like we have a question from Scott. So what are the costs to the customers to use STP?
Yeah, so good question. So for your customers, there's no cost, actually. All they need to simply do is enroll through their issuing bank, whoever issued their Visa purchase card, to be able to send you, the supplier, STP payments. No cost.
Okay, we have another. what would you say is the break-even point for a company that is already sending level 3 data?
Yeah, good question. You know, this SDP is designed to help you with large ticket items. So you're going to see your biggest discounts once those transaction sizes get over $7,000. You're not going to see a ton of savings before that, but really any transaction over $7,000, you will see some savings.
Okay. And then is it additional configuration that Paymetric needs to do in order to get this?
If there's somebody on from Paymetric, I'll let them handle that one.
There is. Hi, this is Jennifer Rossi with Paymetric. There is some additional configuration in setting up what we call a Visa STP lockbox. And if you're familiar with SAP configuration, it's about 5 configuration steps to set up a new lockbox, and we have a guide that we provide to you to get it set up.
Great. How does Paymetric help me reconcile payments?
Sure, this is Jennifer again with Paymetric. I can talk you through that. So the way that this process works, once Visa has collected the data, they send a remittance file of that information, including invoice numbers, through to Paymetric. We format that file and we transmit it down to our customers. You simply import that file using your existing lockbox import program in SAP. It's a standard transaction. So items are going to post at an invoice level, so you're going to get that AR clearing right down to the level you need it. Your funding will still happen the same as it does today through your funding accounts. We've talked to some customers too about setting up new bank depository accounts and new bank clearing accounts on the general ledger. But again, easy to set up, and we've got a guide that we will give to customers to go through the steps of configuring the lockbox and then some design considerations on do you want to create additional GL accounts for reconciliation.
Thanks, Jen. We have one last question. What benefits or incentives are in place to enroll in STP from a payer perspective?
Yeah, the benefits are a couple. One, you know, whenever they pay this method, it obviously automates their process to pay. The second benefit is, as you guys know, it's always a challenge to get suppliers to accept credit cards in the B2B space. So we're hoping, obviously, that there's incentive there for the buyers to sign up for this, knowing that your all's interchange that you're paying is less, and you'll be more willing to accept a card from them.
Great. And then, Jen, I have another question for you. Will STP transactions be included in XI Recon reconciliation tool?
They will not be included in the reconciliation tool at this point in time, but that's something that we will consider in the future as a form of clearing. The reconciliation tool is sourced from SAP's settlement transaction, FCC1. So you're using 2 very separate transactions in SAP to process these types of payments.
We'll wait another minute or so to see if we have any other questions come through, but I appreciate everyone's participation so far.
Hey, Lauren, can I add something real quick to see if we're waiting?
Of course.
Hey, sorry guys, I understand there might have been some audio challenges to that webinar. I'm not sure exactly why, but hopefully you got everything or most of what I was saying. The last piece I'll add is that there's really no risk in enrolling in this service. What we're basically doing is trying to present this to all the merchants and suppliers out there so you have it available and waiting for when a merchant gets, or one of your customers get ready to pay you. There's really no cost to sign up for the service. It sounds like there may be some work on the Paymetric side, but there's absolutely no additional cost to participate in the program. And once you start receiving payments that way, you'll obviously pay less money.
So we had another question come through. This is a service only available when the card being used is a Visa card, correct? Are we aware of any similar type of service that other brands such as MasterCard or Amex that may be preparing to offer as an alternative, and are they already talking points prepared to combat that?
Yeah, so so this is a Visa-only product, so these rates would only apply, obviously, for your Visa cards you're accepting. Excuse me. Amex does have a product out there that some of you might be familiar with by the name of BIP, Buyer-Initiated Payments, which is similar. There are some differences in the program, but it's similar, same premise. I haven't heard anything. I don't know, Angela, if you're aware of anything from MasterCard out there. And again, it's not that we're necessarily competing against Amex and MasterCard in this space. We are really, what we're going after is check volume. We're trying to automate your guys' receivable process for electronic payments, and we feel like we're more competing against a paper check than we are the other card brands.
Yeah, and this is Angela Thresher. I'm part of our B2B acceptance strategy group. To add to what David said, our competitors do have similar solutions on a smaller scale, and you know, we certainly leave it to you to talk to them about what their solutions offer.
Great. Well, I think that wraps things up as far as any other questions. Like I said, this presentation will be sent to you in a PDF version. If you have any questions as far as the contact information, please let us know. But I appreciate everybody joining us,